it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo,
yeah.
no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Spot Show live stream with me, Ronald Ray. And of course, I'm not quite, wasn't quite ready as I thought I was, but here I am. For those of you watching, appreciate you coming along. If you're not watching, hopefully you catch it later on up here when I re-upload it on YouTube. For those of you who are subscribers, how you doing? I am just fumbling along as usual, as you can see. Anyway, let me start back over. Take two. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to live stream, Spot Show live stream with Ronald Ray, your boy with shit. See, fuck. I'm already cussing here. Anyway, what's up? I'm bumbling along here. Usually a little easier when you record yourself messing up, but that way you can stop it and restart. But live, you just gotta go with it. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, let's try this again. Take three. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcoming you to Spot Show live stream with me, Ronald Ray. Got a lot to get to this evening. Got a buttload of stuff. Going to talk about a little bit about Bill Goldberg, Chris Jericho, some free agency news, some looking back in time, and also we're going to cap it off to talk about AEW World's End pay-per-view coming up this Saturday. So let's get this thing started with Bill Goldberg. Apparently, he's got some few words to say about Vince McMahon. I guess he's not in the Vince McMahon club no more. So basically, he did an interview, and this is what he said. He's like I remember him calling me from my house. And I told him, listen, here's the deal. I'll do it. Just give me a retirement match. Of course, this is talking about going to Saudi Arabia and putting over Roman Reigns. But he said, listen, here's the deal. I'll do it if you give me a retirement match. I did what he asked as a performer. I was 56 years old. As a human being, you're conscientious about your looks in a bathing suit, especially too much prior to being in that bathing suit. You couldn't work out because you had COVID. I put myself in a horrible, shitty situation to get what I wanted but to satiate him, to give him what he wanted. Problem is, he never held up his bargain. Vince is a piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. Well, forgot when this took place, but basically he had a lot on his plate. So, sometimes probably didn't have enough. Probably thought he had plenty of time to get you what you wanted, but things did happen. Life happened. Either that, or of course he was like, "Here you go, put Roman Reigns over. Consider that your retirement match." There's two ways to look at that, but like I said, he's not too fond of it. Called him a piece of shit. Welcome to the wrestling business, kids. Sometimes you get what you wanted, get what you negotiated, and sometimes you just don't. Now, let's talk about Chris Jericho. Sorry, I'm speeding along here. So I guess non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, means something again, all of a sudden. Somebody needs to, tell Ric Flair and Vince McMahon this, that this piece of paper now is meaningful. So apparently during the uh, All Out, after the aftermath of the All Out 2022 media scrum, where a big fight broke out, a a non-disclosure agreement was signed by CM Punk, Ace Steel, the Young Bucks, um, among others. They pretty much signed an agreement saying they will not talk about this, bring it up in their life. However, not only did Ace Steel's wife um, didn't have to sign, and of course this is the media scrum in which CM Punk during that scrum has some not so nice things to say about Colt Cabana, Young Bucks, and Adam Page. Um, but anyway, uh, the attorney Stephen P. New confirmed that all agreed, all signed a non-disclosure clause just to just put it behind them and everything else. However, looks like Ace Steel's wife did not have to sign this either, and she was back there. Well, I have no idea. Also, somebody else is claiming that they didn't sign one either. That being Chris Jericho. He claims that he didn't sign one, uh, and he, basically went to Twitter and said, "Look, there's a non-disclosure clause. I didn't sign one." Attorney New replied by saying, "Hey, it's your employee handbook. Unless you have a special one, we can figure it out." Well, of course, Chris Jericho, he responds with let me see, bring it back up again. Oopsie. Let me read this again. Uh, oh. He responds with, "Hey, I don't appear to any employee handbook and have never had one in 4 years of working for AEW. I've also never signed an NDA in my life, ever. So stop trying to be a bully and making egotistical fantasy brags for your clients and start doing some research." Well, uh, this guy, Steve New, thank, responded by saying, "Thank you, Chris. We'll just attach this tweet to Exhibit A. Have a Merry Christmas." And oh, by the way, this Stephen A. New is the attorney for, bring it back, Mr. James E. Cornette. Yes, he is Jim Cornette's lawyer. And of course, Jim Cornette, being Jim Cornette, he had a chime in himself. He would state, let's see, "God, Chris, it's Christmas. Slap Tony's dick out of your mouth. You've got his dad's money the next 10 years, and the Buckaroos will still let you play with the cool kids. You don't have to tell the truth. Just quit lying. Punk, Punk is sorry he made a difference in AEW business, and you haven't." Some harsh words there, but Chris Jericho was there from day one. He kind of helped build it. Chris Jericho, or CM Punk, he did get the numbers up a little bit, but like I said, things happen for whatever reason. But as far as we know now, the only people who can tell what really happened backstage that day is Ace Steel's wife and Chris Jericho. All right, now let's get to free agency. Former NWA Women's World Champion Camellia is a free agent come January 1st. Camellia is 5'10", was trained by Team 3D Academy, and has been wrestling since 2017. And she is the wife of one Tom Lattimore, who is the ex-husband of Charlotte Flair. Uh, I feel some NXT would do her good, uh, but if she wants to be star from the get-go, or at least uh, on TV, like I said from the get go, AEW is probably the best chance she has for that. I don't know about the politics. I mean, life goes on. I'm pretty sure Charlotte can be a pro. She can be a pro. Of course, this was they were married a long time ago. What I forgot what years it was, but excuse me. But like I said, Charlotte's been remarried now. They're together. Who cares? But like I said, if she wants to be on top, start out on top, AEW be the place. If she wants to kind of enhance her skills a little bit, I say go to NXT, sign WWE, go to NXT, and work some of those kinks out. Also, in the free agency market is one Sean Spears. His AEW contract is also up come January 1st. He will be a free agent. Um, Maybe a return to the WWF is in his future. They AEW really didn't do much with him at all. Um, but um, so maybe come to Royal Rumble, we'll see the return of the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. Uh, so maybe they'll let him draw number 10 again, and he'll get a small pop from that. Um, yeah, just looking at the chat here. Yeah, Joe, it's blonde chicks in the WWE is a dime a dozen. Because I got one kind of what's her name, Stratton. I forgot her first name. Anyway, she's basically a younger version of Charlotte Flair, looks wise anyway. I ain't saying skill set wise, but looks wise. Um, and yeah, you got tall blondes, all about the WWE. So yeah, if she wants to kind of go in as a possibly a top person, AEW might be a choice. Apparently, she has done an NWA, uh, done work for Billy Corgan, and who knows? Also, you got the Latimer situation. It's like I think he first went to NWA as because him and Nick Aldis are boys. So now that Nick Aldis is long gone, Camille is going to be gone. So I'm pretty sure and let's not forget the return of TNA. Uh, that could be an option too. I don't know what their money deals are. I don't know if their money is the same as AEW's or WWE's. I'm pretty sure WWE they will pretty much. I mean, she good looking woman, and the only thing that, and of course, this was the Vince McMahon era too. If you ever seen her hear her talk, she has a cornbread accent like I do, so she's very southern when she speaks. So that will kind of be a Achilles heel for her as far as the WWE. Um, let's see. I, I just totally forgot TNA. I don't know what their money situation is. Naomi's there. I'm pretty sure they're not paying her in peanuts. I'm pretty sure they're paying her pretty good. Um, but we will see. We will see what happens to Camille and what will happen to Sean Spears, or does he come back as Ty Dillinger? Again, he could end up in the WWE. Sorry, Sean Spears. This is another. They did very little with him. Little like he got that one big match with Cody Rhodes. It's about the only thing I really remember. Somewhat a few. Then he was part of the basically a copycat Four Horsemen with MJF, FTR, and Wardlow. Wardlow is basically the bodyguard. The Pinnacle, that's what they were called. he was part of the Pinnacle, but nobody cared. Uh, I know I was very, very, very before I even started this. There was a match between him and Sammy Guevara, and I was very harsh on that one because him and Tully Blanchard, him being Sean Spears and Tully Blanchard gave Sammy Guevara a spike pile driver on the floor, and of course Sammy Guevara made a huge comeback. Didn't sell much to it. Wound up winning the match. You know, typical AEW style, um, but it is what it is. Um, let's see. Yeah, didn't Brock kind of? Yeah, Brock had a do a quick job to Bill Goldberg, but Brock Lesnar, got his win back. I, my deal is, it's like, dude, you got paid, you got, you was in a WrestleMania match, 2 WrestleMania matches, put a couple guys over. You said yourself, you're 56. You're what, 55, 54? You're in your 50s, dude. Um, yes, you got a great ovation when you came back. Got a good pop. I remember the first Brock Lesnar Bill Goldberg match. Well, not the not the one where Steve Austin was referee. The one um, before that, where you got the quick win. Um, I mean, people popped on that one. People didn't. People thought he was just going to be, another piece of meat for Brock Lesnar, but Goldberg wound up getting the win. But um, Brock got his win back, but he can always claim that, hey, I'm 2 to your 1 if you want to play real stuff. Um, but it's kind of too late now. It's 2023. Vince don't own WWE anymore. What's the point? Just to air some grievances. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. Kind of, air some grievances and this added, be part of that pool of calling Vince McMahon a piece of shit. Let's all jump on that bandwagon. Let's see. Yes, Vince McMahon, you're a piece of shit. You killed 2 Atlanta, Georgia wrestling companies. You did. Georgia Championship Wrestling and WCW. That should be a trivia question. What city did he buy the 2 wrestling companies from? Atlanta, Georgia Championship Wrestling, and WCW. Have y'all? Any of you think about that? You know, Black Saturday, that was all Vince McMahon. Of course, he bought WCW. Speaking of Georgia Championship Wrestling, like I said, I'm kind of going pretty quick here, quicker than I thought it was going to be. Um, let's talk a little classic wrestling. Speaking of Georgia Championship Wrestling, one of the, I guess, when I first seen it, of course, I was a kid when I seen it. I seen it when I was older, had a VHS tape, and seen uh, a bunch of old Georgia Championship Wrestling stuff from 1980 actually. And one of the angles they did was they had this trio called the Fabulous Freebirds: Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts. They came into Georgia, took the Georgia Tag Team Championship, shortly renamed. I think when they, see if I remember correctly, when they first won them, they were the Georgia Tag Team Championship. Then they included the national part, the National Tag Team Champions. So that's what the Freebirds were, and they had an enemy by the name of the Boston Battler, Kevin Sullivan. Yes, Kevin Sullivan was a babyface at the time, believe it or not. Uh, he was in a little feud with Austin Idol, and of course, Austin Idol would turn babyface. Yes. Uh, this feud would be uh, Austin Idol and Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan was ripped in those days. I don't know if that's another thing you kind of go back on him training with Tony Atlas. I think he did. I think Kevin Sullivan did some independent uh, bodybuilding competitions, but the dude was ripped in those days. And of course, they would go against the Freebirds at the time: Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts. And like I said, Austin Idol was the heel who turned babyface to help another babyface, Kevin Sullivan. And of course, this was before Kevin Sullivan gave his heart to Satan. But it worked out like this. Basically, what happened, the Freebirds, got the challenge from Kevin Sullivan, Austin Idol. They was wanting a title match on TV. And of course, the Freebirds, being a brave tag team they are, like, no. We will not battle Kevin Sullivan and Austin Idol on TV. And it turned into, hey, okay, fine. Uh, Kevin Sullivan will pick you a partner, and that partner will wind up being Mike Davis. Again, this is for Mike Davis found Satan, then dumped Satan, and became a rock and roll RPM. And part of the contract was the NWA was going to pick a credible special referee, and you guess it, that special referee wound up being Austin Idol. So the match was set up for TV for next week. Michael Hayes doing what Michael Hayes does. Great on the mic. That's the reason. That's the reason he stayed in the Freebirds. Uh, don't mean to digress a little bit. Short story here. The original Freebirds was Michael Hayes and Terry Gordy. It was in the Louisiana territory. Bill Watts thought the world of Terry Gordy, but Michael was not what he, uh, not the greatest worker in the world, especially in Bill Watts' eyes. But seeing that, Terry Gordy needed that mouthpiece, but he thought, man, I need to put somebody else with his team. And came in Buddy Roberts, fresh from his Hollywood Blonde days. He put them together basically so Michael Hayes would be the mouthpiece, and Terry Gordy and Buddy Roberts do the grunt work. So, anyway, here we got Austin Idol. He's a special referee. Michael Hayes doing a sales pitch. He said, "Look, we're going to be on TV 1 hour earlier next week. So get your mamas out of the kitchen, get your daddies out the fields, and tune in." So next week comes in, Kevin Sullivan appears, and he's like, Austin is a man of his word. The man told me he was going to be here. He would repeat this several times during the show, but he wasn't there yet. They kept repeating it over and over again. Freebirds would come in and mock, Kevin Sullivan and say, "Look, get your tail in that ring and take your whooping like a man." But Sullivan said, "Hey, just give me a little more time. Give me a little more time. He will be here." The man told me he was going to be here. Michael Hayes will also come in and say, "Hey, look, I got a telegram. Austin Allen's not going to be here." He read a telegram saying Austin Allen was going to try out and try to be a Freebird, but he wasn't accepted. So he's got that jealousy and that shame. So he's not going to be there, blah, blah, blah. Finally, Gordon Solie said, "Look, dude, we can't." Of course, the great Gordon Solie didn't call anybody a dude. But he said, "Look, we can't stall anymore. We got to get this thing going." So the match starts. Babyface shined a little bit, but in the end, it was Terry Gordy giving the Bam Bam Slam, which was an early version of the Power Bomb, pinning Mike Davis 1, 2, 3. Freebirds are your new tag team champions. Then Kevin Sullivan was there, or Michael Hayes got back on the mic. He said, "Look, Kevin Sullivan, that kid is hurt because of you, because you didn't want to man up. That's when Kevin Sullivan attacked Michael Hayes. Of course, Buddy Roberts and Terry Gordy would help him out. So after that little melee is done, Freddie Miller comes out and say, "Look, he's here. He's here. Austin Idol is here." And Gordon Solie, I mean, this thing was done. The timing, everything was said. Everything that was said was done to perfection. Like I said, the timing of Michael Hayes, the banter between him and Austin Idol. You know, Austin Idol could talk people in the building. Hayes could too, and them two just kind of going at it with words was just a thing of beauty at the time. Even Gordon Solie uh, was sitting there like, Austin, how dare you? You got some nerve of, showing your face here. And of course, Austin Idol being Austin Idol was like, yeah, yeah, darling, I'm going to show this pretty face on the TV for the women. And he posed a little bit, like I said, a little banter between Hayes and Austin Idol. Austin's like, look, okay, I know I'm a little. I mean, he played it perfectly, being dumbfounded, did not know what was going on. Said, hey, look, I'm here, I'm ready. Let's start this match. Of course, they tell him, hey, the match is already done. It's over with. You were late. And he's like, look, I had a flat tire. I had to change it. You know, sorry, I'm a little late. Then of course the banter continues, and Michael Hayes says, hey, I guess it would be kind of hard to change 4 flat tires. And Hayes again, just to perfection. He's like, uh-oh. He knew he slipped. As soon as Austin said, hey, what'd you say? Then, Hayes was trying to say something else like, no. Before that, oh, I said you had to change 4 flat tires. You say you had to change, flat tires. So I said, and Austin was like, no, I said I changed a flat tire. How did you know I have 4 flat tires? And of course, that's when Austin and Hayes went at it. Hayes and Gordy came in and attacked Austin. Then Sullivan came in, made the save. A few of the other baby faces came in, made a save, and basically chased the Freebirds, out the ring. The feathers were flying, as some would say. But just to, like I said, I recommend anybody kind of go back and watch this angle. It's like a little fun TV angle they would do every now and then. Even the seriousness of Georgia Championship Wrestling at the time, they didn't really do quote unquote entertainment. But this was, just a way that, again, Hayes, Austin sold it. And yes, Joe, I was actually about to get to that. Johnny B. Bad and Diamond Dallas Page uh, did an angle like this in WCW. I think, what was it, 95-ish, 94, 95, somewhere around there. But Johnny B. Bad and Diamond Dallas Page, no offense to those guys, they just were not Michael Hayes and Austin Idol. Their timing and presentation wasn't nowhere near as good as Idol and Hayes. And my opinion, you don't have to, like it, but like I said, people have opinions of their own. Whether this angle was better or the Johnny B. Bad Diamond Dallas Page version was better, but to me, this one's way better. I just don't think their timing and the chemistry, uh, their chemistry in the ring was okay. As far as that little angle they tried to do, um, excuse me, uh, this didn't come off as well. I don't know if this might have been because their hearts weren't into it, like Idol and Hayes, and of course that's, you can say, hey, at that time, they had guaranteed contracts. They probably didn't care. They were, I think, feuding over a TV title, went main event, folks. Yep. Um, yeah, I totally agree. Freebirds, Michael Hayes, Austin Idol, way better. Uh, Way better than the. There he is, Diamond Dallas Page with Kimberly, uh, an older young man at the time, uh, and of course, Mark Mero. Like I said, that kind of going back and looking at that recently, and just kind of like stumbled on YouTube one day. Uh, yeah, it's Johnny Bad. Come on. Yeah, he wasn't. He kind of got exposed a lot when he went to WWF, WWE, whatever. It was still WWF at the time. Uh, he only knew how to be Johnny B. Bad, and that character was decent. Nothing wrong with it. It was entertaining somewhat, and he was okay. I thought he was okay in the ring. He did, he did some stuff, um, but I don't think he was. He did not know how to be Mark Mero, and of course, it doesn't help that he had a hot wife that got put on TV in the WWF, and they were more concerned getting his hot wife, that being Sable, um, and the camera more than him. But that's, like I said, it's one of those things. Life happens. But yeah, folks, if you want to check out how it's done, how to take a simple little concept of four flat tires and make gold out, make gold, basically. Um, then check out that angle. And of course, Sullivan and Idol will get their chance at the Omni. I think that following week is what they said, or that Sunday. Of course, they didn't win. I think was it too much longer after that? Idol left or took another sabbatical. Kevin Sullivan stuck around, ripped, turned heel, and Steve Keirn won the Georgia Television Championship. Um, but and of course, Austin Idol kept going from territory to territory, back to Memphis, up to Georgia, Southeastern Continental, back to Memphis. Of course, Austin Idol is the one who had that famous hair versus hair match with Jerry Lawler. Austin Idol with Tommy Rich got to shave Jerry Lawler's hair. Should talk about that one day. Anyway, let's see here. Let's keep it moving here. Getting a little fun, current stuff. Let's talk about AEW pay-per-view World's End that's coming up this Saturday. Um, and it's going to take place at the Nassau Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York on Long Island. Um, looks like a pretty good card here as far as AEW is concerned. So I'm just going to kind of mix this open forum slash just run down the card and shoot some predictions, or what kind of predictions slash what I like to see happen. Basically some fanboy bullshit. Does anybody like fanboy bullshit? Hopefully everybody does. That's why we wrestling nerds get on here. This is the fanboy bullshit. Um, anyway, so AEW's World End pay-per-view takes place at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, on Long Island. We'll have 2 0-hour matches. As far as these the card goes, there is some spoiler alert. I think there's an angle that happened on Rampage that hasn't happened yet, but you can go ahead and read the results of Rampage. It's already been taped and ready to go. But anyway, got 2 0-hour pre-show matches. One of them being a 20-man battle royal for a future AEW TNT Championship match, in which that person can, no pun intended, cash in anytime, any place. They haven't really named any participants yet. I say, why not? Let's roll with it. Let's kind of make it interesting. Let Killswitch win it. Kill Switch, formerly known as Luchasaurus. Kind of makes sense, especially if Christian wins. Kill Switch and turn babyface and get to take the title from Christian. Since Christian always kind of when Luchasaurus was a TNT champion, Christian will always proclaim himself the TNT champion. Then finally won the championship sort of on his own. Uh, pinning Luchasaurus. Uh, yeah, battle royals can be sometimes good. The Royal Rumble is good. I like that one. Uh, like that concept. And like I was mentioning, what was it last week, week before last, about the Battle Bowl WCW had. I like the concept. Having the random tag team matches, and whoever won the tag team matches get put in a Battle Royal or Battle Bowl. Um, I thought that was a cool concept at the time. Maybe now you go back and watch one. Uh, but yeah, like I said, uh, yeah, let Kill Switch win it and face Christian. Then see what happens there. Um, can't think of anybody on top of my head that might be in it who can win it and maybe challenge Christian or Adam Copeland. More on that. More on that later. The second 0 hour match will be for the FTW Championship. FTW rules. Um, is going to be the champion Hook going against the Ring of Honor Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta. Uh, my thoughts on this is keep it on Hook. Who cares about the FTW title? I mean, if you watch this later or you're in a chat now, do you really care for the FTW Championship? I mean, it was kind of cool, funny thing when Taz, had it, and ECW. It went along with the gimmick, with the angle, everything that was kind of going there. But why, even have it there? So yeah, just keep it on Hook. Let Hook win. He gets to beat one of the uh, yeah. I mean, Wheeler's a good hand. I've seen him in the matches. He, he can definitely work. He's there for a reason. But just when he tries to do that mean snarl look, it kind of looks. He doesn't look so. You just want to laugh. But uh, but he's a good mid card to lower mid card guy. If you want to go out and have a good match, put somebody over good, that's Wheeler Yuta. Uh, come on, you just didn't watch Wheeler Yuta enough. Uh, he's useless. I told you a good mid card, lower mid card. Somebody's gonna have a good match with somebody to put them over, make them look good. I always need that person on your card. They can't all be main event guys, but be good enough to make other people and themselves kind of look good. Uh, all right. Now I don't really don't know what I'm just going off what I read. I don't know what the match order is. But anyway, the next thing I got listed here is the championship final for the AEW Continental Classic for the inaugural Triple Crown Championship that would include the Ring of Honor World Championship, New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship, and of course the Continental Classic Championship. That's going to make up the Triple Crown. It's going to be Eddie Kingston, the current Ring of Honor World Champion and New Japan Strong Openweight Champion, going against Jon Moxley. Oh boy. I do got a feeling they will let Eddie Kingston win this one. Jon Moxley, he's a pro. It's not going to hurt him nothing. Uh, John Moxley, he'll gladly put him over. He doesn't have an ego. Rather see John Moxley go over. Really not sure why they're introducing another championship. Um, I've kind of questioned when I was thinking about this. Kind of questioned, what to me it'd be interesting to know if New Japan has any input in the decision of this one, since it's one of their championships, or is this one of those things where we don't care what it is, y'all do what y'all want with it. Um, if they have any input, like I said, if they have any input in the decision, if they have one, or not, or they just don't care. Uh, Battle mechanics, and I don't mean technicians. Hey, I'm a senior technician. It has that on my company business card. And of course, I'm not a wrestling technician, but I know way too much about soil, concrete, and asphalt than normal people should know. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I just they get rid of the FTW title, put Ring of Honor on a different show. Everybody that's considered Ring of Honor be on one little show by itself. Uh, if he's a New Japan champion, let him go to Japan. Um, Mox is, I never heard that one. Is he like the kind of go-to guy when they have? Oh, never mind. I was about to say a bad joke. Well, not really a bad joke. Just a joke that I kind of stopped myself on. Don't want to be inconsiderate of people's newfound sobriety. But yeah, a Triple Crown champion, I don't care. I don't. I really don't care for Eddie Kingston whatsoever. Not a fan of his. He just like I again. I talked about this Eddie Kingston about I think to Joe before in private one time. I said Eddie Kingston is one of those guys. If we were at an indie show and he was there, but we seen him kind of were there for a long time, and everybody kind of cheers for him, we'll probably cheer for him too because he's their guy. But as far as a mainstream guy, I just don't get it. Um, just don't get it. People like him. I guess he's just like one of those, but you know, but yeah. Anyway, let's move along here. We're gonna talk about how much I gonna care less about Aiden Kingston until the Roosters crow. Okay, we got another match. Speaking of another championship match here, we got Julia Hart defending the AEW TBS Championship against Abaddon. Uh, keep it on Julia Hart. No reason to take it off of her now. Uh, I don't see any reason to. I'd rather see Willow Nightingale beat Julia Hart for that championship. Um, Abaddon, I've seen a few times on TNA. Eh, I think she's wrestled. I think I've seen her wrestle a couple times. I think when AEW started, she was on there, but I was like, eh, okay. Let's see. Speaking of a women's championship, we got a match for the AEW Women's World Championship. It is Timeless Tony Storm versus Riho. Second verse, same as the first. Keep it on Storm. That gimmick is over like Grover. Uh, and I wrote here, let's build up Chris Stratlander. Um, yeah, yeah, uh, yeah, again, uh, keep it on Tony Storm. Uh, let Tony Storm have a big win over a former champion. Um, sorry, I had a like I said, I'd rather yeah, like I said, same as above. Keep it on Tony Storm. I'd rather see them build up Chris Stratlander to dethrone Tony Storm. I like Chris Stratlander as far as the AEW talent. Uh, Riho, Soho. Yeah, they got Soho. They could build up Soho, but I guess apparently there's going to be a special gift that Saraya got. Uh, uh, Rojo. I forgot her name. Ruby Soho. Um, and yes, we haven't seen Britt Baker lately. Jamie Hayter, I guess, is still on the shelf. No telling when she's coming back. Maybe, maybe Tony Khan is waiting for their. Maybe Tony Khan is waiting for their contract to come to the end so they can. Because I meant to mention this when I was talking about Sean Spears. He don't release people. He just waits for the contracts to expire. Then he takes them off TV, waits their contract expires, and doesn't renew them. So maybe that's what he's doing to Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker. Britt Baker may be the devil. I should have mentioned that one. Um, crap, I'm not going through my pictures like I'm going to. There we go. 20 man. See, this is what happens when you don't have a producer. When you try to produce your own stuff, you forget what you're doing. Anyway, next up we got an 8-man tag match. We got Ricky Starks, Big Bill, and the Don Callis family, Kyle Fletcher and Powerhouse Hobbs, with Don Callis, of course, going against, spoiler alert, Les Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin. Uh, I guess they don't have an 8-man championship yet. Crap, I just gave him an idea. Uh, uh, I can't see Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin not winning this unless there was some miscue with Darby and Sting, and that kind of builds up to the Sting retirement match. But I think Darby's supposed to. Yeah, I know. Uh, Spoiler alert: they made up and hugged on Rampage. I think. That was a spoiler alert. Sorry, or that was a spoiler. Forgot to say spoiler alert. But anyway, yeah, I can't see Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin losing this one, unless, like I said, a miscue with Darby and Sting. But I think Darby's supposed to be climbing Mount Everest at the time of Sting's retirement match, so he might not be available. Or hey, Sammy turns on Chris Jericho again. Why not? Um, let's see. Or it could be a big whole whoop-de-doop. Oh, it's last night. Oh, my bad. Last night on Dynamite. I thought it was on Rampage. My bad. Sorry, y'all. My bad. Sorry, that's my best Ron Killings impression. But yeah, um, yeah, Sammy turns, but out comes Daniel Garcia. He becomes Chris Jericho's partner because they kind of been teasing him maybe being a babyface. Um, but yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I just know it happened. I thought it was on Rampage though. Um, but anyway, after that we got a match for the. Hey, all right, back to the championship matches now. No disqualification match for the AEW TNT Championship. You got the champion Christian Cage defending against the rated R superstar, the guy living on the edge, Adam Copeland. That should be his music. Aerosmith's living on the edge. Nah, his music now is better. Um, Now this one I like to see Copeland win this one, but or maybe they might they might try to swerve everybody, have Kill Switch win the battle royal. Then they did say he gets a title match anytime, anywhere. So he wins the battle royal, comes in, and turns babyface, pins Christian, or just pins Edge and let Christian carry it around like he did before. Yeah, this should be a good match. Uh, Might be a little bit of a show stealer because at this point I don't see any show stealers. uh, I mean the 8-man is gonna be fun to watch, but not exactly a show stealer. But two old rangy veterans, long in the tooth, just going out there and going at it. That should be a good one. Let's see. After that, we got Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee. This is just a regular singles match here. Swerve has got to go on with this one. He signed a Triple Crown final. Cliff Lee, Keith Lee, he's just there. They haven't done anything with Phillip Banks at this point. I mean, Keith Lee at this point. Why start now? Swerve is the future. Swerve is going to be a main eventer. Or he's on his way. Let's do some baby steps. Let's build them up. Let's get rid of the demon called no pun intended for devils or demons. Let's get rid of that skeleton closet named Keith Lee. Swerve goes over cleanly. Keith Lee goes back to Rampage and Collision, and Swerve takes another step forward to main eventing. After that, got Miro versus Andrade El Idolo. To get to watch Swerve have to tolerate Lee, yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Lee's or Swerve's gonna bump around for him, make him look good. But Swerve's got to get that win in the end. But yeah. Next up is Andrade versus Miro. I see Andrade win this one with the help of CJ. This one, I like Miro. Andrade's okay. Never had anything against him. He always had pretty decent matches. This always had to have a woman right there, kind of the Andrade and Selena package in NXT and WWE. That worked out pretty well, but it kind of just ran its course, and Andrade got let go. Yeah, it's gonna be a decent match, but yeah, I mean, I think it's all about CJ. CJ will probably interfere, and I say she'll help Andrade win. Anyway, and last but not least, we got the main event here for the AEW World Championship. Notice they don't put heavyweight. I never see anybody address the AEW World Championship as World Heavyweight Championship. Wonder why. Anyway, so you got Maxwell Jacob Freeman versus Samoa Joe. Come on. Let's do it. Pull that damn trigger. Let Samoa Joe win. And let whoever it is, if it's Vince McMahon or Shane McMahon or Stephanie McMahon or hell, Dixie Carter. Hey, you're owned by Warner Brothers Discovery, let it be Bugs Bunny. Hell, sign him up. Not Kevin Sullivan. Maybe that guy standing next to Kevin Sullivan. He can be your devil. Or hey, just re-sign Kevin Sullivan. He made a great devil back in the day. Whoever you got as a devil, reveal it. Let because we already know Samoa Joe was helping, working with the devil. So might as well have the devil help Samoa Joe beat MJF, reveal himself or herself. Uh, it could be Adam Cole. Like I said last week, when I was talking about the whole Steam Black Scorpion thing, whoever it's going to be, it's going to be, to me, disappointing. Adam Cole is kind of too obvious. Um, Kendrick Strong. Adam! God, I'm getting tired of that. And he's just yelling at people. Very cringy. Um, that's too obvious. Maybe it's Tony Khan himself. You know. This is what you get for calling me a mark. You keep calling me a mark, I show you a fucking mark. Hope I'm able to say fuck on here. Because I just did. But, like I said last week, it just kind of reminds me of the whole Black Scorpion thing. I'm just ready for that letdown. Now, what might happen easily can be said that MJF goes over and the devil winds up being Will Ospreay. He can show up on TV, even though he's not really, you know, an official member of AEW till March. Yeah, it might be Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter. Nah. Yeah, that probably be kind of, that might be interesting there. Hell, Britt Baker, MJF, you calls my husband, boyfriend, whatever he is, Adam Cole, you know, you stole him away from me. Y'all became best friends, and he hardly ever, did anything with me after that. So I'm taking it out on you. I'm the devil. Uh, and it would surprise me if they just do something stupid, let MJF win, then have the demons or the devil's henchmen come in, and then they all attack Samoa Joe, and uh, he really feels himself to be a leader. Orange Cassidy. Would you want to change Orange Cassidy though? Would that be intriguing? I mean, I guess at some point Orange Cassidy would have to change it up a little bit to prolong his career, but I think Orange Cassidy, that gimmick, uh, it's it's there. He's got it. Um, um, yeah, would fans even buy Orange Cassidy being a demon devil? And yes, once you see this here, Ricky Starks and Beavis, you can't unsee it. They do look alike. Um, uh, but yeah, whoever it is, let's get it out there, get it done, see what happens. If you want to prolong this angle with the devil, it's got to be revealed and have Samoa Joe go over. Or you going to, I don't know when those hardcore matches change them into the devil. Talking about Orange Cassidy again. I don't know. I want to change Orange Cassidy. Just don't see. wouldn't see the point of it. I don't even think it'd get a pop. I think that it will be a letdown if it's Orange Cassidy. Um, they would have to do a whole lot of work of selling everybody that Orange Cassidy is this evil doer. You know that what's the other guy? Dan Housing. Yeah, Dan Housing caused him to change. That'll be it. But yeah, I just don't think the fans will buy Orange Cassidy being a undermining devil. I only think it'll be a letdown, and nobody will give a shit. I think. I could be wrong, but but yes, like I said, we're in our little open form. Yeah, at this point, everybody will be a letdown. I don't know. Come on, man. Wouldn't it be funny as hell if Vince McMahon comes out? It was me, Freeman. It was me all along. Uh, no, that definitely. I don't think that would happen. Shane McMahon will be. See, something like that you would not expect will be interesting, and it's so much uh non-suspecting that you. I'm saying that's not going to happen, but if that happens, it'll be a pleasant surprise. Like, okay, now you have my interest. Let's roll with this. Um, I mean, even Tony Khan wouldn't even because you just don't want to see another evil owner, whatever. It's been done so many times. It's been done to the point to where the WWE is not doing it no more. They just have a couple GMs. They play it pretty much down the middle. Not like the good old days. They both, have that professional boss like, you know, aura about them. Now, if you have Tony Khan coming in doing something that was over 30 years, almost 30 years ago, damn near 30 years ago, I'm thinking Vince McMahon versus Steve Austin. That worked. That was that lightning in a bottle. Uh, this will not be no lightning in the bottle. Yes, bring back Jim Herd. He'll get the hunchback. He'll have the ding dongs. Crap. Um, that don't sound right. He'll have the ding dongs. Except for this is AEW. This 2023, they'll dress up like ding dongs. And I don't mean bells. Remember the Johnsons? That short-lived uh bad gimmick. Dressed the Shane twins and skin colored gear, and call them the Johnsons. But now Jim Hurt would come in, with the ding dongs that look like ding dong that have gear look like ding dongs. Uh, their finishing move would be the foreskin. Uh, yeah, bad gear. Or their finisher would be the double penetration. They said they'll say, "Hey, we will ejaculate you. What you gonna do when we ejaculate all over you?" I don't think I can say that on here. I might need to shut up. Oh, I get kicked off of here saying stuff like that, I think. Uh, how long have I been on here? Let me look. Where's the But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like I said. There's some good matches on here. I mean, I ain't saying they're all gonna be bad matches. I mean, even though you don't like Wheeler Yuta, Hook is okay. Yuta is okay. It's a good 0 hour match. The Battle Royal will be interesting. See who's on it. Uh, if you like your hardcore stuff now, you're gonna have Eddie Kingston and John Moxley. Um, I wonder if DraftKings is gonna have a you do picks on here. They should do the whole card. Who's gonna bleed first? One of the things you can bet on is who will bleed first, Eddie Kingston or John Moxley. Um, Julie Hart and Abaddon. That's probably a weak match. Storm, Riho will be okay. Um, the 8 man with Starks, Big Bill, Kyle Fletcher, Powerhouse Hobbs against Jericho, Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin. Be a lot of smoke and mirrors. It'll be decent. I mean, I will say you're gonna see a lot of Kyle Fletcher selling. I am as far as a lot of the young people who are in TNA slash Ring of Honor. I'm pretty high on Kyle Fletcher. I you know tall, lanky, still young, build up a little bit. Definitely gotta be in the hunt, be in that main event spot. Uh, it's got that certain swagger about him. Um, yeah, it'll be okay. Like I said, Cage Copeland could easily be a show stealer. Uh, I mean, Miro and Andrade would be a good one. Strickland and Keith Lee be a notch above okay. I mean, uh, I see Keith Lee throwing Swerve around a little bit. Probably show that he can do a Hurricanrana and he'll probably miss a moonsault and get pinned with the Swerve Stomp. Then everybody be dancing. I'm not standing up and dancing. Not, it ain't happening. Powerhouse Hobbs. Oh, the guy with Hobbs? Don Callis? Shit. I need to watch because I didn't watch Dynamite yet. Let's see if I can go back. The guy with the Ring of Honor. You talking about the guy with the Ring of Honor TV championship? That's Kyle Fletcher. Oh, oh, Kyle Fletcher. Uh oh. Yeah, you've seen Kyle Fletcher. He's one of the what was her name? Yeah, Kyle Fletcher. He was one of the guys from Aussie Open. The taller, skinnier one, or the tall, skinny one. He was the one that him and his partner went against the Hardys. Trust me, I think he's pretty good. But yeah, I guess he is now the Ring of Honor televi- television champion. Yeah, because I think his partner got injured again, or had to go back to Australia for some reason. Can't remember. Or I just don't care. Pick one. Nah, I thought they were a good tag team. But definitely, definitely Cal Fletcher's is Shawn Michaels, and his partner was Marty Jannetty. And you know, his partner was decent too. Yeah, he's might have built up a little bit. Might have been doing those same supplements and workout routine that AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton was doing before they came back. Then again, it has been a few months. I think. But, but yes, like I was saying before, now if you've seen it, you cannot unsee it, folks. Ricky Starks does look like Beavis. I mean, look, jawline, nose, ear. Only thing he's missing is the poofy blonde hair. If Ricky Starks had poofy blonde hair, yeah, they were a good tag team. Damn, PWI still. You found the issue of PWI? Where'd you find that? Smithsonian? I mean, what was it? This past, yeah, okay, not this weekend, but last weekend I think it was. I purposely, but you can't unsee it now. You cannot unsee it. Uh, really? Yeah, 'cause I went to the Publix over here and I purposely walked through the magazine aisle to see if I find any kind of wrestling magazine, and it was nothing. Plenty of Taylor Swift magazines. Okay, they weren't all Taylor Swift magazines. They were just had her on the cover. I'm just kidding. They didn't all have her on the cover. Guns and Ammo didn't have Taylor Swift on the cover. Just kidding again. No, they did not. Not every not every magazine had Taylor Swift. Wow. So I'm kind of just looking around here. But yeah, like I said, it should be a decent pay per view. I mean, uh, the only thing I will knock AEW about as far as their pay per views is sometimes they let matches go longer than they should. I mean, no offense to some of these people. Uh, Julia Hart and Ad- Abaddon should go no longer than 5 minutes. Uh, Kingston and Moxley, I guess you're gonna have to give them a little time because you know they're gonna move some furniture and do some bleeding. So they're gonna get 20 30 minutes. Uh, I'm pretty sure they're gonna like uh, Hook and Wheeler Yuta. They're gonna kind of you know made them kind of have a short one since it's part of the 0 hour pre-show match. They'll probably, give them a little time. Just don't be surprised when people get dumped out quickly towards the end. Um, I can see the 8-man going another 20, 25 minutes. Copeland, Cage, 25, 30 minutes. Strickland and Lee. Again, nothing against those guys. 15 minutes tops. Yes. See, that's the best part of this pay-per-view. No Rhinestone Cowboy, Adam Page. I mean, the best part of the last pay-per-view was him losing against Swerve. Again, nothing against him as far as a performer. I just don't care for the Rhinestone Cowboy, Adam Page. He just doesn't look like a hangman. He was a hangman at the last pay-per-view. That's not. We shouldn't be saying that. I mean, that was the finish, okay? Before anybody gets butt hurt, the end of that match was Swerve Strickland hanging him by his neck with a chain, causing him to pass out, and were not able to answer the count of 10 in their Texas Death Match. But yeah, I'm still kind of thinking about the MJ. Yeah, continued Saturday. I don't get what she's saying there, but yes, like I said, looking forward to it. Decent matches. Oh, pay per view is always good to watch, especially got friends over, talk about it. I say some fanboy bullshit. That's pretty much what I'm doing right here. Um, anyway, think I'm about to call it a night. Uh, appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Um, chatting along here. Let's see what else. Yeah, I think I got through a whole lot of stuff in a quick amount of time. Just steamrolled right through that. Anyway, like I said, it doesn't for me tonight. If let's see, let's do a sales pitch here. Leave a comment, tell me what you thought about this week's live stream show. Drop a like, or what do I say? Smash the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, be a chimp and click on that subscribe button. That's the usual spiel, ain't it? I gotta start writing that down so I can remember it. But anyway, again, thanks for showing up. Next Thursday, same time, be here. Talk a little wrestling. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, one of these days I'll be better prepared. I thought I was better prepared. It's just when I got on here, I just kind of fumbled on my words. And I got to remember, this is a live show. I can't fumble my words, stop, and do another take. Kind of like what I'm trying to end the show right now. But anyway, yes. You folks have a good one and take it easy. See you next week.